Welcome to Watching Wyrd, where logic clocks out early and movie night is sacred. Alan Gamboa is at the helm. He's a horror and science fiction author with an encyclopedic knowledge of cult classics, zombie lore, and films best watched with the lights on. If a movie is unsettling, impractical, or deeply questionable, Alan has seen it. More than once. On purpose. Scott Baker is a retired CIA agent, substitute teacher, and published author, a resume that raises follow-up questions we don't have time for. On the convention circuit, he answers to Dick Cannon, a name that suggests either action hero or a very different genre entirely. Rich Restucci is a best-selling survival fiction author and unapologetic prepper. He is fully prepared for the end of civilization, yet remains emotionally vulnerable to an otter named Dave. We've stopped asking. Lastly, Hadley Thorne, mythic fiction writer, founder of the Weird Realities Network, and two-time reigning champion of picking our turkey of the year. She swears, she drinks, and she is completely convinced these three men are the reason she does both. Together, they watch movies the way people used to, out loud, opinionated, and blissfully unconcerned with spoilers. So grab your popcorn, crack open a beer, get comfortable, and settle in. Things are about to get weird.
Hey.
It's always getting weird. Good evening, everybody.
Happy Wednesday, friends. How are y'all?
Happy Gene Hackman.
Good. How about you?
How is everybody?
We're missing Scott tonight. Scott's under the weather tonight. Hopefully, your thoughts, your prayers, your vibes, and he'll be back with us next week.
Yeah.
So,
he
sure
did
you
pop
appreciate
on
that.
and leave a message to tell everybody that he is feeling better, but his voice wasn't there. So, he wants to give it a rest, and he'll see us next week. Hey, Tony. Hey,
Well, you said those mime classes didn't pay off for him, huh? He could have, done the.
I know. He kept losing himself inside the box when he was the mime. He was like, I can't find my way.
He's in a glass case of emotions. Can't get out. Well, how you doing, Hadley? Is Hadley missing? Is it just you and I and an
she
empty
must be
box?
doing something with the dogs, or she's muted. One of the two.
Yeah.
I don't
What's
know.
usual? You and I in an empty box there's
Yeah.
Rich.
No kidding, right?
Right?
Yeah, I was supposed to go out on a research vessel sometime this week, but it froze. We couldn't go out with the research. It was like the intakes got all iced up and it wasn't going to work. So I don't have to do that tomorrow.
Well, that's a good thing about
That'd be the
you
studio.
guys having this snow, right?
Did y'all miss me?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, now we got two of you.
You never left.
Gosh, boy, that's crazy.
There's two of you. You see the other Hadley up there?
There we go. It's like Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch or something.
Yeah, I didn't want to
There we
remove
go.
one because I didn't know which one was talking. So.
Hey, Lana. Hey, Tony.
Lee.
Hey, Lee. So I'm
Hey,
super
everybody.
excited. What kicked me off was I was trying to share our link with the other groups that we're now managing. So
Well, everybody
we are
know, boss.
now managing, just so everybody knows, we are now managing, what is it? I'm sorry, I've got to pull it up to look. I'm not familiar with the names yet. We're now managing post-apocalyptic fiction and survival books. And we are managing zombie apocalypse dystopian pandemic book club. So
Holy smokes.
I know it's all kinds of new, wonderful people out there, and I'm really excited. I hope that they'll at least a couple of them will tune in tonight, and we can make some new friends.
That'd be great. That would be great.
Yeah. Did you figure out how to link it to those groups?
I'm trying. I think that's what kicked me off.
I see. Yeah, I have no idea how to do that. I just put it whenever I was setting it up. I would just, pull up Facebook, and I honestly don't even know where that goes to. It goes to Weird Realities, I think.
It goes to the Weird Realities Fairy, and
Yes.
the fairy takes care of that. So we're all right.
Well, yeah, we're
Oh,
live
man.
streaming on them now. I've got us shared there, and I am really excited. So, thank you. Shout out to Sylvester Barzy for thinking of us, and let's make sure we don't let him down and keep things going crazy and strange and chaotic and weird.
Oh yeah, definitely. We gotta keep this puppy dog going.
That's
This
right.
actually this is kind of cool because it gets us back, like we were talking earlier. You guys were talking about back to our roots of, sci-fi, apocalyptic zombie horror. Something
Yeah.
we've been kind of getting out of.
Well, and it was weird because we had talked about wanting to do more. Um, I don't, because we are varied. We do science fiction too. We do um, stuff, but just kind of niching back down to our roots. Because I do fantasy, I do dark fantasy, and I know that I'm going to make y'all watch some dark fantasy movies some, but you know, I still wouldn't mind doing the occasional homage to a great like Gene Hackman. So, because this was fun, and I watched some movies that I wasn't, I'd never heard of. The Conversation. I don't know. Did y'all watch that
I
one?
did not.
So
I
the
did not.
preview that
I've
I
heard of
saw,
that one.
the preview that I saw of it had a young Harrison Ford, and I thought Harrison Ford and Gene Hackman made a movie. Why didn't I know about this? And when I tell y'all that watching paint dry would have been more pleasurable, I am not lying. Harrison Ford, and this is, I don't even know, it was probably before he did, it definitely was before he did Star Wars, but I don't know if it was before or after he did American Graffiti. But it was very, very, very early in his career because he just had like very nondescript role. It was like you saw him like 2 or 3 times. He was a very far removed supporting character, and it had Robert Duvall in it as well.
Oh wow.
But it was there was a lot of not talking, and I was eager to see what Scott's
Wait a
take
minute.
on it.
Wait a minute. Let me cut you off on this a minute. So it's called The Conversation.
I was just thinking the same
You
thing.
ever think, right? Great minds, Rich. But there's no conversation in it.
Well,
Or very
what
little.
in the movie, what he does, hey Clark, I just love me some Clark Morris, y'all.
Too.
Clark.
He's a delightful friend. Not that Landa isn't special and everybody. He's got a great group of people. No, I love me some Landa. She sent me a Christmas ornament. It's on my olive tree because I didn't actually do a Christmas tree this year.
Me too. It was
She
X-rated.
sent me one too. It would look like this. That's what
Oh,
the one she
I
sent me.
bet
Like
she
that.
did.
Mine looked like that too, but it wasn't a finger.
Okay. So back to the conversation. So in this movie, what Gene Hackman's role is he is someone who listens to bug devices. So he's listening a lot. And that's why he's listening to conversations of other people, but he's not actually having them. But it was like an award winner. It was very well received at the time, but this came out in the probably early 70s, and it was very dated. And I bet kids today, I'm going to go there because it's me, but kids today probably would not even understand what they were looking at or seeing because it was a struggle for me.
I think I saw a part at the beginning of this one. Is he like, doesn't he like telling somebody, walking down the street, following somebody?
Yeah.
And he's in a van at one point listening.
Yes.
Then he's in his apartment.
And it's
in a
got
bathroom.
Shirley from Laverne and Shirley. Shirley is like the girl he's listening to and her lover.
You're right. This one was like, is highly rated, I guess.
Well, it is a film critics probably wet dream. They probably just love it. But it was incredibly dry for me. Not wet.
Was it Coppola? Did Coppola do this one, or was it? Is he somebody?
Yeah, it was Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was one
no
of his
wonder
first movies too.
he must have liked Harrison Ford because he put him in a couple of early movies that I know of. Of course, him and George
And
Lucas
Robert
got together.
Duvall. Robert Duvall was in
Yeah,
Apocalypse Now.
that's,
He
that's
was
right.
in The Godfather, and
Yeah, that's right.
this I don't know what else he was in. That was Coppola, but
So, how was Gene Hackman's role in this? I mean, how did he? Was it like you know uh, the French Connection? Was his acting like that, or was it reserved, or what?
it was very reserved. I mean, the character, he kind of gets as the movie progresses and he gets more and more into the moral and ethical, I guess, spiral of what he's doing, he kind of comes unhinged. But it was very, again, I'm not a fan of this, so I'm probably not going to give it a great tirade of love. But he's good in everything. So, but I would have to say probably on all of the movies I've watched with him in it, I would probably not recommend this one.
Was it a mystery? Is it a mystery
Not
movie?
really. I don't know, Rich. There was a lot of not talking. I mean,
Yeah.
I was working and I needed to hear. So
And they weren't speaking.
yeah. So yeah.
I think it's kind of a thriller mystery
There was
type.
no thrill for me,
I was
Alan.
gonna say, it sounds
There
like
was
you're
no
not all on
thrill.
thrills.
But I watched this, and then I went and y'all are not going to believe this. I had never seen Mississippi Burning,
Oh, that
wow.
actually is a good flick.
and it
Yeah.
was it. Okay, so when it came out, when I guess like in the mid '80s, late '80s, and I was too young to really want to get into that kind of history of where I live. Because I had heard about it. I mean, you've heard about what happened, and what happened is that there are these civil rights workers that came down from up north. They were Jewish. I think two of them were Jewish, and it was one that was African American, and they ended up getting murdered by the Klan, and their bodies weren't found. So they called the FBI in. The FBI comes in, and that's kind of what this is. Well, this is the movie of this, and Gene Hackman was phenomenal in it. And it was so well done. And man, Frances McDermott was smoking back in the day, wasn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she was.
I didn't
Is
reckon.
that,
I was like, oh my God, is that Frances McDermott? So, but I watched that one, and I watched The Runaway Jury with John Cusack and Gene Hackman. And
You
is
know,
it Rachel Weisz?
Mississippi Burning. You had to, there's some violence in that one, right?
Yeah.
And it really
Oh,
turned
yeah.
Gene Hackman off from doing movies that were violent. So between then and Unforgiven, he's got a bunch of movies that are like Runaway Jury, where they're not really, they've got some scenes, but not, really big violent scenes.
Yeah.
Eastwood had to talk him in to the role of Little Bill, and he took it. Good thing he took it, because that's one of his
Different
best roles.
type of violence.
Best modern roles, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's a different type of violence, because when you look at Unforgiven, you got Western violence and issue, and there is some cruelty. Little Bill was a cruel son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But Mississippi Burning stuff, it just takes you to a new level.
Well, it was real.
And that's the thing, was the realism, and it can be a hard movie to watch just because of the way people were treated and just the outright hate over
that was why I opted not to watch it when I was younger. Was I couldn't process the reality of what happened and understand it. I was too young to understand it. And I will say this, I watched it with Jennifer, who had watched it before she moved to Mississippi. So there's a whole story there, but we watched it, and I was told her, I said, "Oh my God," I said, "I never watched this because it was such tough subject matter for us back then." I mean, even 30, 40 years after the fact, it was still just really hard, because I mean, that's the life that we live here. And while it has changed, but that's our history. And I mean, to know that was really tough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was like you said, Rich, it's a different kind. It's not cartoonish. It's not,
No,
in
realism.
Unforgiven, the violence in there is pretty brutal too.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
though it's
and I mean,
Western.
he was playing a real FBI agent. He was based on a real character, so I'm sure that was unpalatable for him.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a good movie. It definitely. I saw it when it came out, or no, I saw it when it first came to video. We watched it, and
So I was
it was
actually
a pretty
working
powerful
at a
flick.
movie theater, and that came out. So we generally screened the movies before, people came in. So we watched that movie. We were like, I had no idea what it was, and we watched it, and it was systemic racism and hatred and violence. And I was like, holy crap, this is brutal. And that was the only time I had seen it up until I watched it this past week. And I was like, it's still brutal. It's still like really, I mean, today's movies are just uber violent.
Yeah.
And that was just outside its time for the realism in which that violence was depicted. It was just awful. I mean, the movie was good. Don't get me wrong; it's a good movie, and what they do and how they. Well, I don't want to. Well, actually, you know what? It's all how they catch these guys and what they did to these actual civil rights workers. It was just brutal.
Well, the irony, I mean, even further, because, I do know the history here. The week that this happened, the synagogue I used to work in got burned down.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
And for those that don't know, when I worked there, it was the only staffed synagogue in the state of Mississippi. And it had been bombed by the KKK during all of this. And some of the older members of the synagogue were actually, they worked with not the KKK, with the FBI to catch the KKK. And that was when it was, gosh, what was that guy's name? Byron De La Beckwith. They helped catch him. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
But going to the violence of it, I mean, and this is something that you need to say. It wasn't just the racism; it was how they treated the wife. The wife who talked to the FBI got beat, like brutally, hospitalized for. And she's the one who found out where those boys were. I mean, that was because of her, and they just messed her up.
Yeah, it's easy to say different times.
Yeah. Well, and I should say it was her husband that put her in the hospital.
I've been listening to a lot of these classic radio programs on satellite lately. These like 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s detective ones, right? And the women are always like hysterical, and then the dude slaps them and snap out of it. It's just, watch it or I'm going to hit you. I'm going to send you back. And it's like, holy crap.
I know.
It's like, dang. People talk about the good old days, but man,
You try that now, you're drawing back a stump.
Yep.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Well, I saw something the other day that said that more young women are choosing not to be in a traditional relationship because they're finding that they have more freedom otherwise. And I mean, it's very interesting to see that, as a woman, that women are saying, F that, I'd like to have my own money and my own car. And I was actually talking to a friend last night, and a guy that she dated, he wanted her to drive her car. He wanted her to drive a car that he had, and I was like, that's kind of controlling. And she was like, yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
But he, just little stuff like that. And y'all don't think about that because y'all aren't those kind of men. But there are men out there that still have certain expectations of what their lady needs to look like and
how far does that go? I guess today you'd have to find, if you were that type of man, you'd have to find a woman that would put up with that shit. And I think that those are few and far between right now, because like I said, I think a lot of these guys that smack their girlfriends are getting smacked back now,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it still happens. You still have the overbearing asshole that beats his wife or girlfriend. But I think, I don't want to say it's less now, but I just think now more women are standing up for themselves and breaking bones, or torching beds when some asshole does that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's all kinds of stuff going on nowadays. Anyway, let's get back to Gene Hackman.
All right, Gene Hackman.
So, again,
We're
national
becoming
treasure
a
that he
social.
was. So, did anybody watch Bonnie and Clyde?
No, but
I've seen it.
before.
That's a good flick.
He was so good in it too, and that was like what was like one of his first roles.
I don't know.
I don't think we were talking about. He was 90 something when he died, and it's just okay. So let's start over and tell me what you watched.
Go ahead, Rich.
Oh, all right. I watched Crimson Tide, and I watched it was the one with Will Smith. I want to say The Usual Suspects, but that's not what it was.
Oh, Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State. Yeah. Two good flicks. Gene Hackman he's not a bad guy in Crimson Tide. He's the commander of a submarine that has been sort of attacked by an Akula class submarine, a Russian submarine. And right before they were attacked, there's been this coup in Russia, and the people who are cooing, who have cooed, what's the word? The insurgents have taken over some Russian missile silos, and the Americans think, of course, that the insurgents are going to actually insurge and fuel the missiles and nuke the United States. So they tell Gene Hackman, who is the commander of this submarine, who has a new XO, which is Denzel Washington, yeah, you're going to nuke them if they start fueling their missiles. And then there's another communique that comes in, but the radio goes out because of this. It took damage from that Akula submarine. And it was about Gene Hackman wanting to nuke Russia without the information, and Denzel Washington saying, no, we need to wait and figure it out. And Gene Hackman he's the sub commander, and he does it really well. He's absolutely arrogant. He's got a big chip on his shoulder, and he plays it super, super well. Bunch of other names in there: Viggo Mortensen, Steve Zahn, Ricky Schroeder's in this movie. It's a good flick. And then Enemy of the State. Gene Hackman is basically he's like an ex-Homeland Security guy or National Security Agency guy who lives off the grid, and he understands that there's all these shadow organizations trying to kill everybody. And Will Smith accidentally gets this it's like a tape. I can't even remember what it was. I think it was a tape of something bad that happened. I don't want to wreck that for everyone, because you really should watch this movie. And it's about Will Smith getting targeted by John Voight. Was it John? It was John Voight.
Yeah, and, John Voight, yeah.
Now this organization is trying to kill him, and Will Smith hooks up with Gene Hackman, and it's about how they defeat the organization who has limitless funds. And Gene Hackman is a genius with counter surveillance and counterintelligence, and it was that tale. In Crimson Tide, Gene Hackman, he's this tough submarine commander that he knows everything. He's, like I said, he's really arrogant. And in the other one, he's this sort of diminutive little guy with glasses, but he's still a badass, and he knows what to do. He blows up a building because Will Smith makes a phone call. So, and they were coming, Scott Kahn was one of the operators coming for him. It was a good flick. And in both of those roles, Gene Hackman sort of plays opposites. One of them, he's the big tough guy, and the other one, he's the diminutive tough guy. but in both of them, he's still a badass, you know. So both of these flicks are just phenomenal. I watched a third Gene Hackman movie. Oh, it was Mississippi Burning, actually. So, but yeah, those. What did you guys think of those? Have you must have seen Crimson Tide. I mean, everybody's seen Crimson Tide. It's such a great flick. Alex?
Crimson Tide was good. I really liked that one. It had a great ensemble cast, like you said. You know, just a whole bunch of actors in it. And I actually got in a fight with Tina over that movie. We got in a fight because she was in the Navy, I was in the Air Force, and she said I would have went ahead and nuked. And I said I would have waited. And for a year, man. I mean, it wasn't a knockdown drag out fight or anything like that, but for a year we had a disagreement about that movie. Well, it would be done, you know, because I just felt, you know, Denzel's way was the best, and she was on Team Gene Hackman, you know. But that's a good flick. The other one is a good popcorn movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's really more of a popcorn movie. You know, it's when Will Smith was in his heyday, and he's outmatched, of course, by, you know, Gene Hackman in this one, and the cast of the guys chasing him. You know, the hackers and all that stuff. They're a bunch of, like, I think Jack Black or somebody like that is one of them.
Jack
I mean,
Black
there's a bunch of, you know, the guys
Scott
chasing him.
Evil.
Scott
What's his
Conn.
name? Who's Scott Evil? Oh my God, I can't remember the kid's name. He's in it too. Him and Jack Black are the two hacker nerds, and Scott Conn and the sniper and what the hell is that kid's name? That'll come to me. They were the operators. And it was good. It was really good. But I'm sorry, keep going. I cut you off.
It's good. They're both worth watching. You know, definitely. Of course, you know, Crimson Tide's the better movie. But, you know, if you want to just sit back and be mindless and have some fun, you know, the Will Smith movies, you know, a fun watch.
I've seen those, but it's been a while. So the ones that I watched I tried to purposely pick ones I hadn't seen so I could, you know, have the whole experience. And the other movie I watched was The Runaway Jury, which I think I told y'all. And
that's a good one.
That was surprisingly good.
That's
it's
when
also
Cusack was making good movies.
John Grisham.
Grisham, yeah, John Grisham,
who is a Mississippi author as well. So,
yeah. Those John Grisham books are usually good movies or series.
Yeah, if you haven't read the Greg Iles books, you should do that too. I recently went on a deep dive. He had a series. Greg Iles recently passed away from cancer. But he was a Mississippi author from the Natchez area, and he wrote some really good books. The series I read was about the civil rights, modern time, but it went back and was like digging through research and stuff that was coming out about the civil rights movement in that area, and it was haunting. So watching Mississippi Burning after it was very similar in the theme, and it was just a very, very dark, but very good read. So I don't know if anybody's into that, but that's definitely somebody you should read or check out if you are interested.
I read he had some like World War II type of books or something, espionage or something like that. I want to say.
I never read them.
He wrote a book, Standout, something.
Isn't that what's his name? That's the series. Harrison Ford was in it. Patriot Games was one of them. In that.
Oh, Jack. Not Jack Reacher. Jack Ryan.
Yeah, in that.
Yeah.
What's the author? I can't think of his name.
Clancy. Tom Clancy.
Yeah, Tom Clancy.
I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah.
I'm slipping. Wow.
No. Excuse me. Yeah. That's a good movie, though, Runaway Jury. I think I went to movies and saw that one.
Yeah, it was good. And I don't know how I missed it, but I thought that it was there's another movie that's a Grisham movie that took place in Memphis, and I thought that was it. But so I hadn't seen it. I think so. It was really good, but And his character in it was very interesting and well done, I thought. It had Dustin Hoffman in it too. It was really good. And Rachel Wise, I think it was before she was Mrs. Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
But John Cusack was in it. It was really good. It was filmed in New Orleans.
I just saw her in you ever seen that movie Chain Reaction with Keanu Reeves and Morgan
Yes.
Freeman?
Yeah.
Just watched that the other night. Young Keanu Reeves, you know. That's a good movie. It's like Enemy of the State. It's about that level, you know. But
Yeah, actually,
anyway.
it does. They do give the same vibe.
Yeah, they do. I think they came out near.
They must have come out the same year.
Yeah, I think they came around the same time, I believe. When those type of movies were, you know, because those type of movies were big for a little bit in the 90s, you know, or early 2000s.
Well, and you remember there's a long time there that the studios were in competition and they would have it was like Wyatt Earp and Tombstone. You know, it'd be really similar, but just
Volcano.
Yeah.
Dante's Peak.
Yeah.
So I know that y'all both like Gene Hackman in Unforgiven. That was a good villain.
I think that's his best role.
So how do you think it compares to his Lex Luthor?
So honestly, the Superman movie is kind of dated, but his portrayal of just a completely callous Lex Luthor, it was very different than any other Lex Luthor I've ever seen. It was kind of comedic, his portrayal of this really evil dude. I don't want to say it's a bad performance because it's not. It's a great performance. He did great, but it's just not the Lex Luthor that I want when I'm looking for a bad guy. He was a bad guy, and he nailed the role. It was just the role was written, I think, to be somewhat comedic, and that's just not Lex Luthor. You know, Lex Luthor is
like
not funny.
Rich, it's like if you took Dr. Evil's character and made him a straight guy. You know,
but that was the beauty of his portrayal of Lex Luthor to me, is that he was just charismatic. So even as evil as he was, you didn't take it as serious as it had to be, you know, but it was. So.
Well, I mean, he wanted to kill a whole bunch of people.
But you liked him, you know.
Right.
He was evil, but you liked him.
Yeah.
And I think that was the genius of it.
And that was.
Well, you look through Well, you look through this, and he's got a lot of bad guy roles. You know, he's played a lot of bad guys throughout his career.
Agreed.
He really has, and he plays them well.
He does well. Have you guys seen Behind Enemy Lines?
Yes.
I actually watched that. That was one. Well, I had seen it before, but I did turn it on because this week I was trying to watch some too, and that was one that I watched with him, and that's the one with Owen Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great one. I think he does really well in that. His part was odd. It was a weird part for him, but I thought that he nailed it, you know, and he was trying to find this guy behind him. I thought it was good.
The only thing I didn't like about that movie was Owen Wilson.
Yeah. Owen Wilson's hit or miss for me. Most of the time I do like him.
He plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah, kinda. He kinda does. He's got that weird whiny voice too. So does his brother does too. But
not as bad though.
Well, you know, I guess his character was a guy that wasn't really satisfied with his career as he was a mismatched kind of guy, and and so I think that kind of worked in that part. You know, I don't think he was they could have put somebody else better in there. You know, Tom Cruise, and then he could have ran between getting shot at by the Serbians. You know, but I think he wasn't the right part for that part. But he did well with what he had. You know, and Gene Hackman was more of a co-star.
He lacks the swagger of a fighter pilot.
Yeah, he did. But
That
I'm
that's
sure there's a lot of fighter pilots like that. They're not really they like what they're doing, but they're not, gung ho. I'm sure there's a
I'm
few of
gonna
those.
argue with you on this because it's like dog handlers. There's a certain personality type that makes a good dog handler, and all the dog handlers I've met have that personality type, and that's the same way I think it is with fighter pilots. Is they have to have a certain ego to be able to do what they do.
Yeah, but I think anybody could get into something and be disillusioned by it.
Well,
You know?
it was not Owen Wilson in this movie.
Oh no, I agree. Like I said, he was miscast for that part. But the pilot, well, he wasn't a gung ho pilot either, though. His character wasn't. You know, he's looking to get out.
Yeah.
So they could have put anybody else in their role, I think. And Gene Hackman he was great in this, but he was more of a co-star than,
Mm-hmm.
which was too bad. But he
Yeah.
chewed the scenery with the part he had.
He does.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, Dungeon Dan said Hackman's character in the Birdcage was hilarious because he played it serious. I forgot about that one.
I had wanted to rewatch that this week, Dan, and I missed out. I didn't get a chance.
That's actually a good flick.
Yeah, I had seen that one.
Wednesday used to be my day. I caught up on the movies for Thursdays when we were doing Thursdays, and so now I don't have that day.
Oh yeah.
Linda, I would too. Dog handler, I couldn't do it.
I get that. Yeah, the Birdcage is hilarious.
Did you ever watch the Royal Tenenbaums?
That's the weirdest movie.
So I ended up turning that off. That was one of the few movies that I was like, yeah, I'm all set with this, and I ended up turning it off. I'm looking through. I have all of his movies pulled up, and that is the one with the highest rating. The Royal Tenenbaums.
Some people love it, but I mean, I'm with you. It's up there with that. What was that crazy movie that Bill Murray made where he was the Jacques Cousteau?
It's made by the same guy. It was made by the same guy.
I just don't get his humor.
People love that guy.
Think about it to laugh. If I have to think too much,
yeah.
I guess it's not that funny.
Cerebral.
I get cerebral humor, but
now I'm like the 12-year-old boy humor. That's me. The other night I watched Anaconda, the new one with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, and I laughed. I haven't laughed that hard. I don't know how.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh wow.
Life Aquatic. Right. That's it. Not for me.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Life Aquatic. Steve, he plays Steve Zuzu, right, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it had a good cast, and I mean, and the Royal Tenenbaums had a good cast, but again, it was just it didn't hit me the way I think it did other people.
Yeah.
So
movies. I'm trying to think of his name.
I didn't remember that Gene Hackman was in Popeye.
Was he really?
I don't remember him in Popeye either. The Robin Williams Popeye?
I think so. Huh. I think I read that.
I don't know. I'm looking at this, and he's in the Mexican. I don't remember him in the Mexican.
No,
I don't remember him in the Mexican either.
Yeah.
And Alan, didn't you say he was in Get Shorty?
He was. Oh yeah, he had a big part in Get Shorty. He was great. He was a movie producer that throws in with John Travolta's gangster character to make this movie. I don't remember
him being in that either. He's been in a lot more.
Oh yeah. Well, I watched. Remember The Quick and the Dead?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I was just gonna say Quick and the Dead.
He played like the Little Bill character, a sheriff named John Harrod, who has a quick draw contest every year. It's a one shot. People come in, they gunfight each other. They each get one shot, and it's got DiCaprio in it, Russell Crowe, Sharon Stone.
It's one of my movies I like. Well, I just looked it up, and it says he's not in there, but I did read an article this week that said that he was in Popeye. So sorry, my bad.
Maybe he's considered for something in there.
Maybe.
But the movie I watched was Quick and the Dead, and that's a fun movie. It's a Sam Raimi movie, which if you watch it, you can tell it's Sam Raimi. The cuts and
Was
yeah,
the car?
the way it's made, and that's a fun movie. I like that one. DiCaprio plays his son.
Yeah.
He ends up killing his son. That's
Weird.
pretty trippy. But I like that one. I thought that one was good. It's a fun watch. It's it reminds me of that horse race movie he did back in the 70s. Did you ever see that one? Where they're Bite the Bullet, where they're having a horse race across. Oh man, yeah. I think Candice Bergen's in that. It's a good flick. It's just an ensemble of characters, and they're in this horse race across the West, and it's a good flick. It really is a good flick. It's a little dated, but it's a Western. So I mean,
Oh,
then
good
I watched.
movie.
It's a good flick.
And, Absolute Power with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He played a bad guy in that, right?
Yeah, that's a good movie. I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, that's a good flick.
Firm. He's in The Firm. He's
See, that's what I thought Runaway Jury was.
No, well, The Firm's from 1993, and he's Tom Cruise's sort of lawyer mentor. Tom Cruise is a lawyer, and he starts at this big firm, and Gene Hackman's his buddy. He's trying to teach him the ropes, and Tom Cruise figures out that the firm does law for bad guys like the mob, and it ends up. I don't want to tell you what happens, but it's a good flick, definitely worth watching. And Gene Hackman's actually a good guy in that. Well, I mean, he does work for the mob, but he's a good guy, and he tries to help out Tom Cruise a little. He's a little sleazy, Gene Hackman, in that movie. He pulled that off pretty well. But that's a good one to watch too.
It's a John Grisham. It's a John Grisham one too.
That's the one that I thought that I'd seen, but I hadn't. He's been in so many movies. I mean, can we get a count on how many movies he was actually in?
Alexa, how many movies was Gene Hackman in?
Gene Hackman starred in 84 films during his career.
84.
I know about 137 movies.
Oh, Jesus.
That's enough to keep any actor busy for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, my Alexa wanted to argue with your Alexa, and apparently he says 137.
Well, this says starred, though. He starred in 84 movies. He was in
Looks like we're in
137.
perfect sync. Your device and I are both citing the same number. That's what I call teamwork.
I changed it to a man, and you see how he treats me?
Yeah, right. He loves you. Uncommon Valor, No Way Out, Bat 21. I'm looking at these movies. Under Fire, Reds.
Mooseport.
Yeah, that was his newest.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My God, he plays the Polish general, the Polish colonel in A Bridge Too Far. No, he's Major General Sosabowski. That was he was good
With a horrible accent.
Yeah,
he had a horrible accent.
Yeah,
in that one.
You're General.
I love that movie. The other movie I watched was Under Fire.
Do you remember Loose Cannons with Dan Aykroyd?
I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you guys seen Under Fire with Nick Nolte and Joanna Gleason or Cassidy? Joanna Cassidy and Ed Harris.
What was the name of the movie?
Where they're reporters in Nicaragua in the 80s.
Oh, he gets killed. I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, he gets killed now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Nolte's messing around with his girlfriend, and Ed Harris is a mercenary. Young Ed Harris. Great little role he has in that one. That's a good one too. That one, I think El Salvador with was it Belushi? James Woods. Oliver Stone directed it. Is similar, but not quite as romantic triangle thing in it. I think that's a better movie, but this one's pretty good. Yeah, I think they came out near the same time.
Well, he did a movie called Twilight, and I had to fact check it because I was like, oh no, he wasn't in Twilight.
No.
But he was in a movie with Paul Newman and Susan Sarandon called Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a detective.
No vampires that sparkled were involved.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, that was another one that surprised me.
That is that is actually the one that is rated the highest of all of these. And
Really?
That, and believe it or not, Rowan and Martin's Laughing. He was on that TV series, I guess. Yeah, The Poseidon Adventure. Oh, wow. Night Moves, really?
Side Adventure, of course. Yeah.
Well, and don't forget Hoosiers.
Yeah, he was in Hoosiers. I'm
Yeah.
getting way back now. I'm in 19.
Postcards
Replacements,
from
of course.
the Edge.
Yeah, Jimmy McGinty in the Replacements. Wow. I never saw Welcome to Mooseport. I don't know what that is.
He
That's
plays
a
a
comedy
retired
with Ray Romano.
president. Yeah,
He plays a, what did he play?
a retired president that moves to this Alaskan town and takes on the mayor.
Yeah, I'm just clicking through films that he was in. Man, there's some good ones, and he's just such a good actor.
I know. We could talk about, I mean, we could probably spend the rest of the year just talking about his movies.
Excuse me. He was in Ants.
Yeah,
Animated
I saw
movie.
that. I don't really remember that too much. I know I saw it.
Yeah. I'm looking at.
Well, he was in 4 of the Supermans, all the ones with Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. Yeah, he was Lex Luthor.
21. That was a good one.
Yeah, I like Bat 21.
Well, Welcome to Mooseport was the last movie he was in.
Ah.
Yeah, and that was 2004.
Says
So
he
that would've
retired
been-
from acting then due to health concerns and to focus on writing and painting in his later years.
He would have been 74. He was born in 1930. So Welcome to Mooseport came out in 2004. So he would have been 74 then.
You know, he did a lot of TV.
He did do some TV, yeah.
He did a lot of TV, like The Invaders, the FBI, Route 66. He did a lot of those old shows. Yeah, I Spy. Yeah, he paid his dues, definitely. Definitely
He
paid his
did. He
dues.
was a good actor. He died bad. That's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Dementia's just a terrible way to go. Anyway.
That was just terrible. Well, anyway, he left us with a treasure trove of movies to deep dive on, for sure.
He did. And he was I'm trying to think of a role I didn't like him in, and I can't. Like I said, the Superman thing, he killed it, but I just didn't particularly care for that character. But it wasn't his acting on it. And Little Bill, probably his best. Unforgiven, probably his best acting right there. That was great. Crimson Tide was good. He was great in The Replacements. You know,
Yeah.
he's such a good actor.
Yeah. The Poseidon
Yeah,
Adventure, I remember as a kid seeing that, you know. I've never seen The Split with Jim Brown.
That's an old movie, I think. I'm looking back
Yeah.
now to see when that came out. Extreme Measures, Wyatt Earp. I'm looking for it. Split
Yeah, I saw Wyatt Earp's like streaming on one of the new services or something, and I didn't remember he was in it. So I mean, there's just so much. His commitment to film it surpassed anybody's. I mean, I can't think of another actor that was consistently in as many good films as he was in.
Yeah. Randy, you haven't watched that the Poseidon Adventure, the original one? You haven't seen that one, or are you talking about the new one?
Yeah, the original.
Poseidon
Oh my
Adventure
gosh, what a classic movie.
Yeah.
Rowan Allen, back in the day.
He was a progressive priest
Yeah,
or minister or whatever.
yeah. He cooked his hands on the the wheel trying to open it for everybody. Take me.
Take me. Okay. I want to take you. Did you ever see the sequel to that?
Yeah, it was terrible. Was it?
It
Kurt
was
Russell in
Michael
the sequel?
Caine. Michael Caine and Sally Field.
Was it? I can't remember. Why am I thinking Kurt Russell?
No, that's the remake.
That's
That's
why.
remake.
It was just terrible.
Yeah. That's a remake. Remake was,
Yeah. I like Kurt Russell too. But not that movie. I mean, that's a movie you don't remake. That's something else. Like, why? Why would you do that?
I mean,
What'd you think of the Towering Inferno, Landa? That's
what'd you think?
Paul Newman and Steve McQueen.
Yeah. That's a classic.
It is.
They could have put Gene Hackman in the what's his name?
The bad guy?
William, the guy that was funding the whole thing.
Yeah.
And his son-in-law's the one that put all the cheap shit in there that made it burn down. They could put him in that role.
Me too, Linda. I think that's a great flick. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Good. It's a classic.
Right. That was a lot of Gene Hackman we just did.
Yeah. So we want to loop back around to what we're going to do next week.
Sure.
Yes.
So zombies.
Yeah. Back to our roots. We're
Our
gonna do
roots.
some zombie
Back to the roots.
movies for next week. So we got 3 movies picked out. 2 of them are definitely zombie movies, and the third one's sort of zombie-esque. It's got a zombie component to it. The first one is Zombieland. That it's an Indian sort of, I don't want to say it's a ripoff of Zombieland because it's not, but it's sort of an Indian zombie movie, and then it's subtitled. But the weird thing about that is like a third of their language is English, so it's odd. There's English words mixed in with the Indian, which I don't know. I guess that's just how it is. But the next one is called World Breaker, and that's got Mila Jovovich has a bit part in it, and Luke Evans. Those are the 2 big names, but the story is about the daughter, who I don't know her name, and we're going to get into that. That's not really zombies, but again, we'll get into that next week. And then we have, what's the third? Oh, We Bury the Dead is the third one, and it's a Daisy Ridley zombie movie. I watched that last night.
Was it good? Because I've been wanting to watch it.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you if it's good because we got to wait till next week. So we'll have to watch it and review it. And it was, well, yeah, I don't want to say anything. We'll do that next week. But
That's right. Scott will show up for Mila. He'll show up for her.
Yeah, she plays the mom, and she does not have a big part in this. It looks like she's going to have a big part, but it ends up being she doesn't. And this is not zombies. It's sort of like demons, and they're like these spider crab demons that come out of this rift. And if they bite or scratch,
just tell us, Rich. Tell us all about it.
Well, this is like you can watch the trailer and see that. But yeah, you know what? I'll stop right there.
I didn't know there were spider creatures coming out of a pit.
I'll stop right there. You will if you watch one trailer.
Demons, I didn't know. Could have been aliens that crashed from an asteroid.
Maybe it is.
I
Maybe
didn't
they are
know.
aliens.
Thank you for ruining that.
I thought it was about somebody that breaks worlds. Just comes in there and
World Breaker. Go figure.
World Breaker, yeah. I thought. So, I Bury the Dead with Daisy Ridley next week. Zombieland,
Zombies,
and World Breaker. Those are the 3 movies next week that we'll be doing. So,
all right, and I'm going to plug our changes to say join all our stuff. There's lots of changes coming up, but it's all going to be if you like to read, you like the stuff that we're doing, you're going to enjoy it. We are revamping our newsletter to be more focused on writers, and I hope to get which I don't know if y'all read it, but y'all read the wonderful Arctic Blast Frostbitten story that Stephen Landry wrote that's up on the Weird Realities not Facebook, excuse me, the Weird Realities website. So check out our website, check out Stephen's a little tale, www.weirdrealities.net, and that's weird with a Y. And yeah, it'll be featured in the newsletter coming out. So if you subscribe, you should get it. If you're not subscribed, be subscribed. Again, many changes are coming. About to start designing some t-shirts, and let me know what you want to see.
It must be nice to be able to just whip something out, you know?
You keep asking me to do that, bro.
Well, I mean, y'all got your pants.
Yeah, but it's not 1,500 words.
Well, he was
anyway.
snowed in.
That's true. It's hard to get in the winter mood when it's been in the 50s and 60s here. I'm in shorts right now.
I don't want to hear about it. You know, we didn't get the bad weather, but it was it's been terribly cold. It was hot yesterday. Now it's cold again. But cold for me is like 30. So
well, the thing with up here or over here, wherever we are, February could be really bad.
Yeah.
You know, and so could March could be really bad. It's just we've had a pretty up Sierra's got a lot of snow, but we haven't. We're right in between. So thank God, because I hate driving up to work in that snow.
I love driving the car.
That's just me.
Yeah,
Y'all be sure and tell your friends to subscribe, and you tell your friends to come watch. And y'all bring the chairs. We're gonna be back same time next week.
Hey, Tony, today, happy birthday.
Whoa. Hey, happy birthday.
It was more than 70 degrees. Is he really 70? What are y'all?
No, it's 70 degrees. I just saw that.
Come on. It was
Sorry, Tony. I don't want to age you.
That was mean.
Oh, we love
Good
Tony.
picture. Nice, Tony. You're proud to turn the
Tony
shorts
used to live in
today.
Revere. He used to live right down the street from me.
Well,
He's
again,
watching-
I'm
he's watching-
Tony
was out on his porch watching the 7-year-olds walk by in the 70-degree weather.
And I'm going to say this again: like, subscribe, hit that like button, like our stuff, help our algorithm. We love y'all. We really want y'all to help us be successful so we can do more cool stuff for y'all. 64, and you look 54, looking good, Tony.
Yep. That's why I was surprised.
Again, if you know any great ideas for t-shirts you want to see for the Watching Wyrd crew, let us know. We're going to be in the designer studio soon and getting y'all some great t-shirts to order. We got 2 minutes to kill. So y'all are going to send me what movies we're watching so I can make some stuff, right? Yeah. And by the way, if you're not following us on all of our social medias, you need to, because this month we're roasting Alan. So there's little Alan videos out there. And there are Alan videos coming. So
I feel like I'm roasted every day. Especially
just
now.
wait till it's Mr. Restucci's turn.
Oh, boy,
yeah.
Wait.
We'll get 5 minutes of Dick there.
Yeah.
What happened to 5 minutes of Dick? What happened to that show?
10 minutes. And I just never got to it, man. Life got in the way.
You need
to. I put the video, our teaser video, out about an hour before, and I put on there about Rich, like his description, and then it says, and he's sure to yell at some kid to get off his lawn, because Landa said that, and that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That I would yell at somebody to get off my lawn?
Yeah, that's what she said that night you were talking about Urban Cowboy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Jennifer left the room. She won't even talk to you anymore.
I do, Clark.
We can't even discuss Rich in the house. All right, kids, that's going to do it. Y'all know where we're at. Same, what is it? Same time, same bat channel.
Same bat channel. We'll see you next week.
Just got fingered by Rich, so we're ready to go.
That's that right.
That's right. We're out.
I'll give you 10 fingers.
Oh, double finger tonight. Must be the
Take it
prom.
easy, everybody. Thanks
See you guys.
for coming.
Bye, kids.
And that's a wrap. Or at least a pause until we make you watch something else questionable. If you enjoyed the chaos, the commentary, and the occasional deeply confident wrong opinion, make sure you stick around. Watching Wyrd is part of the Weird Realities Network, where you will find strange stories, forgotten legends, late-night conversations, and the kind of shows that feel less like content and more like hanging out with people who brought snacks. So follow and subscribe to explore the other shows. We'll be back soon. Until then, stay curious and stay weird.